What is up, everybody? It is your friend the Gam Wolfers, and welcome to Shady Grove. And thankfully, I'm glad that I have not filmed inside because, wow, I hate rain, especially when it's like on the metro. Anyways, we're here because it's been like a million years since I've been to Gaithersburg, so I just want to follow up and, just reinvigorate my nostalgia of this beautiful place. All right, there's one of the buses, so we'll take that one to Gaithersburg, which will be a stone's throw away. And welcome to Gaithersburg, a city within Montgomery County, Maryland. A very lovely city that sits past the edge of the Shady Grove metro station. This city began in the mid-1760s with the name of Log Town. The switch to Gaithersburg would begin in 1850 in honor of Benjamin Gaither, who built a house where a very beautiful oak tree would reside as well. This oak tree was about 300 years old and witnessed very important events like George Washington's travels and the opening of the B&O Metropolitan Subdivision. But it fell in 1997 after a storm hit the area. The tree would be an inspiration for the logo of the city. The flag is either a seal on the bedsheet or the logo on the bedsheet. And the city flower is a peony, which you can find at the City Hall or at the Seneca Creek Park. In terms of transit, the Montgomery County DOT's ride-on bus services is the only bus service catering for the city, and they do a pretty good job connecting the passengers from the city to various locations. It also helps that Gaithersburg is nested between Germantown and Rockville. One route I want to highlight is the 55, which connects all three of these cities on a 15-minute frequencies, and that 15-minute frequencies even remains on the weekends as well. This right here is the Holbrook Center, which has seen a resurgence after an arson shuttered everything down a few years back. The Salvadoreño Latin Market just opened this past March, finally putting La Guinda de Pastel on a years-long recovery effort. So right now we're entering in like the Old Town District portion of Gaithersburg. Right there is the St. Martin of Tours Roman Catholic Church. I actually went inside this building, and this was, in terms of GAMMY lore, one of the instances of where I had developed anxiety. Right there is the City Hall of Gaithersburg, and man, does that look so pretty. Next to it, you will see the Gaithersburg Mark Station. Oh wow, they have their own public access TV. Well, you just saw a brief glimpse of it. Oh yeah, I forgot that they kind of have like a music-like hall, like a pavilion type of like infrastructure. Kind of similar to that of Herndon. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like it. Platforms are high. I feel like you can probably get like a good crowd. Okay, I made a mistake. That's the actual Mark Station. That's a little bit distant away, but not too far. I gotta say, I'm so glad that some of these infrastructure has been kept up or have been upgraded. Yeah, there's a little bit of modernization here and there, a little gentrification, I guess. I will say that at least with the housing stock right there, it looks super nostalgic, so very complimenting, very good. Alrighty, here we are in the quasi warehouse district. Heading down this road will be Metropolitan Grove. Actually, I got it right. It's Washington Grove. Washington Grove will be down there. Behind me will be Metropolitan Grove. Look at how close we are to the train tracks. But also, look at how the road just cuts off. We're definitely in the suburb, exurb area. Surprise, surprise. I guess we should just do like a review of one of these stations. Again, giant Gaithersburg sign. Though, it would be better if they just had the sign that says like what the location of the stop is. Hostile. Yeah, a bunch of trash. Someone who likes RC Cola for some reason. Very 90s core. Also, I guess we should also mention this bus stop sign. I do like how big it is. So there's that. And it's very readable, so I actually like it. Even though like the designs of it are like kind of like 2000s-ish, but can't really complain much about it. So cool. Feels like very old towny. This gives me more Herndon vibes than anything else. Also, look at how smart Montgomery County is. They have the light setups to align with any trains that are passing by. So that way it's not going to be bunched up. One thing I've noticed is that Gaithersburg has an insane amount of Latino markets, which I'm all for. Look, there's one right there. Then there's a restaurante. Salon. And then a bakery too. A panaderia. I love it. And of course you cannot forget a pupuseria, which is peak. Alright, then right here is the 355. Another church. All the nostalgic stuff. It's very strody. Yeah, this part reminds me of Broad Street in Richmond. You know, to compensate for this road hell, I smell like, I don't know how to describe it, but it smells very Latin flavor. It almost smells like if somebody's cooking like panes rellenos. Alright, we're gonna make a turn around Gaithersburg Square, and we should be close to walking into our destination. Alright then, to all the guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I present to you the Montgomery County State Fairgrounds. Well, hiding behind those trailers, but this is it. The world's famous Montgomery County State Fairgrounds. This is home to like one of the most largest like events in the state of Maryland, which is the Montgomery County Agricultural Fair. Typically it's hosted like in the early parts of August. Also during September, October, they also host a Salvadoran festival. However, that has since been canceled due to one very, very, very unfortunate reason. And unfortunately, I do have to mention this, and that is because of immigration enforcement concerns, thanks to a certain organization that has been clamoring a bunch of fears. So unfortunately, it has not continued. I don't think it's going to continue this year until like things start to simmer down. but hopefully one day it will come back and we can break this, if you know what I'm saying. But anyways, right there, that is the ticketing booth. Behind it would be where like normal event stuff would happen. Next to it, you see a bunch of grandstands. That is where they host demolition derbies or lawnmower races. And then further behind, that's where all the barns are to showcase like all the animals from nearby farms. I definitely hope to visit this event one day again, but for the past 2 years, there's been other events that I've been wanting to see that coincides with it. And I think this year it might be able to work out, but I doubt it because, yeah. Must I always end up in controversy? Well, this is my own doing, so. Hi. So thank y'all for watching this awesome video. Gaithersburg has had a very huge place in my heart, especially when I was younger, because back in the day, my parents would take me to visit family, obviously to the Montgomery County Fair, and I think we used to live there. I can't seem to remember where we used to live because obviously I was a baby. I know I was born in Silver Spring, but I'll just have to talk to my parents as to where I used to live in. But that's neither here nor there. So with that being said, what do you think about Gaithersburg? Do you live there? Have you visited there? What do you like about it? What you don't like about it? To me, it always holds like say a very special place near and dear to my heart, and hopefully I get to visit that place again, especially for the county fair, so as long as it can be separated from like the IndyCar race that I'm going to be attending, and hoping it's not as cringe as it's gonna be. But until we meet again, may y'all have a fantastic day. Bye bye.